Hello, and a very warm welcome back to my channel. This video, we give you a piece of breaking news. It's terrible that Harry and Meghan returned to the UK. They warned over appalling royal loophole in Frogmore Cottage payment. Today, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have warned by the CEO of Republic that using a royal loophole to get back the £2.4 million they repaired for Frogmore Cottage refurbishments would be appalling. Regarding Harry and Meghan using a royal loophole to claim back the money they had paid to the sovereign grant to cover the cost of the reimbursements of the building, Mr. Smith said, "I think that would go down very badly with the general public. If it happens, it would be true to form for these appalling hypocrites and their deluded sense of entitlement, as the voluntary removed themselves from positions of representing the royal family, something that was clearly premeditated. There should be a full audit of their lavish expenditure or at taxpayers' expense before they legged it." Mr. Smith continues, "They may argue that the Crown Estate is getting the house back and they ought to pay for the refurbishment, but that refurbishment was done for Meghan and Harry to be their specifications. They have got the money to pay for it. This property should be being used by the Queen Estate to raise money for the Treasury, but it has not been doing that. It has been providing a home for Harry and Meghan." He added, "I think it would be pretty appalling if they turn around and say we won't use it, therefore can we have our money back. I think that would go down very badly. Frogmore Cottage is owned by the Crown Estate, not this pair of freeloaders. It's not a case of them giving up ownership. They were only ever tenants. You cannot leave the rented property and demand your money back." Republic is an organization that campaigns for the abolishment of the monarchy and for Queen Elizabeth II to be replaced by an elected Democratic head of state. Graham Smith, Republic's CEO, told Express.co.uk that Frogmore Cottage should be used by the Crown Estate to raise money for the Treasury rather than the Duke and Duchess of Sussex UK base. Last week, during Royally Obsessed podcast, royal expert Roberta Ferrito and Rachel Bowie discussed the loophole that could allow Meghan Markle and Prince Harry to get the money that was spent on Frogmore Cottage back if they ever decide to give up ownership of the listed building. The more I read about these over-entitled people, the more obnoxious they seem to be. I personally think their tax advisor will be all over the allocation of funds and tax avoidance across the various countries. Without fiddling taxes, a £2.4 million payment would be £5 million in revenue. As far as I was aware, the Queen gets the money from the Crown Estate, not the Treasury. That changed to remove the civil list payments years ago, which used to pay out using money from the Crown Estates. I wouldn't be in the least bit surprised. She's as bent as a 9-bob note. Always got an eye for the main chance. If they ever give it back, then they should pay more to have it normalized and put back to Mongolia. The taxpayers should not be paying for any refurbishments of royal property if they use them for residential purposes. They have enough money to do this themselves, plus they take advantage of similar to our lords and ministers. In the latest news, Meghan Markle and Harry's serious error won't bridge the gap with William and Kate. Meghan and Harry made a mistake by letting their friends and close circle to collaborate with royal authors Omid Scobie and Carolyn Duran. According to the royal commentator Richard Fitzwilliams, he told Express.co.uk, they made a serious error in allowing their inner circle of friends to collaborate with Finding Freedom. Mr. Fitzwilliams believes friends close to the couple who know personal details of their relationship with the rest of the royal family had to seek consent from the Sussexes before speaking to the royal reporters. The authors of this unauthorized biography said to have spoken with dozens of sources close to the Sussexes as well as palace aides. Some of those close to Harry and Meghan spilled intimate details regarding the relationship between the Cambridges and the Sussexes. This, according to Mr. Fitzwilliams, won't help Prince William and Prince Harry bridge the distance which developed between them. He continued, "This book didn't burn any bridges, but Meghan and Harry were clearly associated with an embarrassingly revelatory, gossipy track, which was sensationally serialized and will not help their relationship with the Cambridges." Meanwhile, more royal news. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry may face an extra burden if Joe Biden is elected president in November, an increased tax burden. Currently, in the U.S., long-term capital gain taxes, the tax levied on profit from the sale of a property or investment, are much lower than on personal income. The top rate for long-term capital gains is 20%, while the top rate for personal income is nearly double that at 37%. But Mr. Biden wants to equalize these by raising capital gains tax. The Democratic nominee has proposed that the top rate of income tax should be raised from 37% to 39.6%, and the top rate for capital gains should rise from 20% to 39.6%. He teamed up with Senator Bernie Sanders earlier this year to form a task force that released a 110-page policy document of their plans. In the document, the task force said their plan is to use taxes as a tool to address extreme concentrations of income and wealth inequality. A guiding principle across our tax agenda is that the wealthiest Americans can shoulder more of the tax burden, including in particular by making investors pay the same tax rates as workers and bringing an end to expensive and unproductive tax loopholes. Harry and Meghan, having just signed a huge deal with Netflix estimated at $150 million, £113 million, and already possessing significant personal wealth, will surely fit into the category of some of the wealthiest people in the U.S. This change means that if, for example, Harry and Meghan's Montecito mansion goes up in price, or any stock or other asset they own goes up in price, they could be liable to pay tax, far more tax, in a Biden administration than a Trump administration. Nevertheless, it is believed that the Sussex are supporting Mr. Biden in the election, giving Meghan previous comments about Donald Trump. Meghan branded Mr. Trump's misogynistic and divisive in 2016, and this year encouraged people, particularly women, to vote. What's more, Prince Harry has a personal relationship with Mr. Biden, because the former vice president and his wife, Jill, have been fervent supporters of the Invictus Games since its inception. Tax and immigration expert David Lesperance told Express.co.uk that the current tax system vastly favors investors over those who earn a salary. He compared the income of Warren Buffett, American investor and business tycoon, CEO of Berkshire Hathaway, and that of his assistant. However, he added that Mr. Biden will not be able to unilaterally raise this tax, even if he becomes president. A change in the tax system would need to be ratified by both the House of Representatives and the Senate. This is a problem Barack Obama had as president. He only had 2 years in which Democrats had control of both the House and the Senate, and in the final 2 years, Republicans had control of both. This meant he experienced significant pushback to many of his policies, resulting in a political stalemate at times, where he was unable to pass key legislation. My news tonight is ended. What do you think about it? Please let me know in the comments section, and we also discuss them together. Please like and share my video for everyone if you see it is useful. And don't forget to subscribe to the Sussex Daily News team to not miss any new video by us. Now good night and see you tomorrow.